welcome back to Devil's Den Hockey. The New Jersey Devils lose to the Carolina Hurricanes 5-4 in double overtime, and the series is over. The series is over. The season is over. And honestly, I want to make it very clear. The Carolina Hurricanes did not win this series. The New Jersey Devils lost this series. You look at Game 5, and we look at Game 5 in a vacuum. There is no way that you come out of Game 5 thinking anything other than arguably one of the most unacceptable losses of the entire year. You come out in the first period. You come out on fire. You come out hotter than almost any other point in the entirety of the year. And you score 3 unanswered goals. You dominate Carolina more than you've dominated any other team in the NHL for the entirety of the year. You get first line, you get second line, you get third line, you get fourth line, all coming together to cram New Jersey Devils hockey down the throats of the Carolina Hurricanes. Jordan Staal himself, captain of the Carolina Hurricanes, openly said, "We were not expecting that. We thought we were going to come into this game and it would be easy. We would come in and we would dominate the Devils. But instead, it's the Devils who dominate the Hurricanes. They quell the storm. They shove their foot on the neck of the Carolina Hurricanes. And it is the best that this team has looked since Christmas." And we're all thinking it's 3-0. End of the first period. We got 2 periods remaining. Carolina's not going to go down easy. We're going to have to crush them in every way. We need at least 2 good periods of hockey where we let them have nothing. And instead, we let them have everything. This team is so frustrating because they look so good. They look so good for select periods of time. And then they just decide to stop. They decide a 3-0 lead is good enough. And within 4 minutes of hockey, Carolina scores 3 unanswered, and suddenly it's a tie game with half the game remaining. And they weren't even necessarily the greatest goals in the world. Markstrom should have had at least 2 of them. And I understand it's wildly unpopular right now to talk badly about Jacob Markstrom. So let me be as clear as I humanly possibly can, okay? Markstrom has been the rock. Has been a rock for this entire series. He has. There is absolutely no denying it. But in Game 5, he lets in some of the softest goals I think I've seen him allow all year. I understand the first goal is a power play goal. They have the man advantage. It's a shot that goes cross crease. But you know what the wild thing is? And you guys can go back and watch it. The first goal, he makes that save. He gets across with his leg, but it trickles through him and goes in. The second goal is a shot where the Carolina Hurricanes come around the net. There's no pressure, absolutely no pressure on the Hurricane player. He shoots it, and Markstrom is out of position, or he thinks he's closer to the post than he is, and it just slips by him and goes in. It's one of the softest goals I think I've watched Markstrom let in this year. I really do. And the game is now 3-2. And the third goal, I can't even blame him for the third goal. I really can't. Because again, it's a cross-crease shot. He's doing his best to cover as much of the net as he can. But holy shit, it goes in. And it's a new game. It's 3-3. And this is not the first time this series has happened. Where the Devils take their foot off for 30 seconds and everything goes to shit. Every single thing goes to shit. You look at game 2, where they let their foot off the pedal for 6 minutes. For 6 minutes. They outplayed the Hurricanes for 54 minutes. But those 6 minutes cost them the game. You look at game 5. They took their foot off the pedal for 4 minutes. And the game is tied 3-3. It is unacceptable. The Hurricanes did not win this series. The New Jersey Devils lost it. Because their inability to play 60 minutes of hockey makes them lose this game. But you know what's worse? Is that they don't just do it once. They do it twice in a single game. Because who of all of the Devils goes, okay guys, it's a tie game. We've blown a lead. We're now the Toronto Maple Leafs in red. Nico Hischier scores. And it's a 4-3 game. New Jersey has the lead. It's the third period. And they let them back in it again. Carolina scores again, and it's 4-4. And we go to overtime. And the first overtime goes by like nothing happened. It's good, hard-fought overtime by both teams. Second overtime comes, and Sebastian Aho ends it. Off a bad penalty by Dawson Mercer. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say here, guys. You can't blame the injuries for your piss-poor performance in the second period. You can't. Because you know what? You had a 3-0 lead with those injuries. You took game 3 with those injuries. You fought back in game 2. You fought back in game 4 with those injuries. I don't understand. I don't understand. Markstrom has to be better in game 5. He makes even one of those saves. He stops even one of those goals. The Devils win the game. And the thing that breaks my heart the most, as a Devils fan, the thing that breaks my heart the most is that they played so well in the first period. They played so well. They played the best we've ever seen them play since Christmas. And they just shit the bed. So, the question is, where do the Devils go now? Where does this team, as a unit, go from here? That's going to be a separate video I'm going to make, where I'm going to break down contracts, where I'm going to break down timeline, I'm going to break down what I think they should do next season. But goddamn, does it bother me so much that the Devils can play so well, so incredibly well. And I'm not even saying they win the series, okay? I myself predicted Carolina in 6. Just looking at how banged up, beaten, and bruised we were. I said Carolina in 6. And you know what? We could have done it. We could have done it too. How do you not look at Game 5 with such frustration and anger and like... And now it's over. And now it's over. Now we wait until July for more news regarding the Devils in terms of off-season moves. But right now, all we have, the Simon Nemec, double overtime goal is gone out of my mind. All that's going to be remembered until October is how the Devils blew Game 5. And I'm sorry to end the season on such a shitty note, but all of the goodwill right now that I had towards the Devils is just burnt out. It really is. I'm literally speechless at this point. I don't know how any of those Devils guys, besides Hischier, besides Meier, besides Bratt, besides all the guys that showed up in this series, and I mean showed up in big ways, in meaningful ways, I don't know how anyone else in that locker room looks those guys in the eye. I don't know how those guys that played meaningful playoff hockey, who contributed in a meaningful way in all 5 games, I don't know how they look themselves in the mirror. Because all they're going to see is disappointment and failure. And it's not me who thinks that. You can look at the postseason interviews, the exit interviews for the Devils, and they all say the same thing. We are disappointed and we feel as if we failed. I guess we'll see what happens next season. But there's a lot of work to be done on this team. There's a lot of work that has to be done. Whether it's by Keefe, whether it's by Fitz, whether it's by the guys on the ice. We'll see what happens next season. And yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for watching Devil's Den Hockey. Thank you to every single one of you guys who watch these videos, who like the videos, who comment on these videos, who comes by for the live streams. You guys are absolutely the best. And I love that with these videos, it's starting to feel like we have our own little community here, which is kind of cool. I love that. I love when I see comments from you guys underneath these videos in the comment section, and it's the same guys that are commenting. It's great. I love it. And I love making these videos. I love the Devils. I know you guys love the Devils. And I think that's where a lot of our frustration comes from, and a lot of our feelings of disappointment come from is because we love this team so much. We know how good they are. We know the ceiling for this team is exponentially high, and we know how good they can be on their best day. So when they fall short of that, we feel like we just have our head in our hands. So yeah, on that note, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I will be making another video. I don't know when it's going to come out. I'm hoping that it'll be out within the next week or so. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this season's Devils Den Hockey, and I will see you guys in the next one. Adios.